Welcome back to CBS Mornings. We have more now on the conviction of Ghislaine Maxwell and what it could mean for authorities trying to unravel Jeffrey Epstein's sexual trafficking ring. In 2018, Miami Herald investigative reporter Julie K. Brown uncovered new information on Epstein and Maxwell's relationship and activities. She's the author of Perversion of Justice, the Jeffrey Epstein Story. Julie K. Brown joins us now. Julie, good to see you again. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Julie, your reporting on Jeffrey Epstein led to a larger investigation and eventually brought us to yesterday's guilty verdict. You were in the courtroom. What were you thinking as you heard the jury's verdicts?
I think first of all, we were a little surprised because earlier in the day, the jury had indicated that they still were deliberating in earnest. And in fact, they brought up the topic of maybe deliberating through the holiday weekend. They had also asked for some more testimony. So it was sort of sudden. We did not expect that it was going to happen yesterday.
And what was it like in the courtroom? I mean, how did Ghislaine Maxwell react? What was the audience reaction? I know it was probably full of reporters.
It was full of reporters. It was filled with U.S. Marshals who lined the walls behind us. It was kind of ominous of what was to happen. The jury filed in. They appeared very tired. They had been deliberating 40 hours in total over 6 days. Maxwell really didn't show any reaction. She was shaken as the verdict was read. You could tell because she almost kind of fell over. She wobbled a little bit. And then when, the guilty verdicts were read, she just looked straight ahead and really didn't show much emotion at all. Finally sat down, took a sip of water, and just slumped in her chair. And, as I said, she just appeared pretty stoic. I think she was surprised.
In so many ways, this trial is about the victims. And Julie, you wrote, for almost 15 years, victims of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell had been called prostitutes, had been lied to by prosecutors, had been viciously attacked by defense lawyers, and were traumatized over and over by a system of justice that catered to the wealthy and politically connected couple who had assaulted them as teenagers. Very powerful statement there. Have you been able to talk to any of the survivors?
Well, I spoke with a woman who had been attending the trial almost every day. This woman has been taking a Greyhound bus every morning from Philadelphia, 2 hours in the morning, walking in the cold, waiting in line to get in. It was extraordinary. And she sat and watched this almost every day. And she felt that it gave her a sense of closure, that she could finally look Maxwell in the eye and feel like you're going to, you're not going to control my life anymore. I'm going to get past.
Julie, speaking of those survivors, one of the alleged survivors, Virginia Giuffre, she tweeted out, Maxwell did not act alone. Others must be held accountable. Where do things go from here?
Well, she's absolutely right. And she's not alone in that feeling. Epstein did not do this alone. There were many people that helped him. He had a whole ecosystem of people around him. The issue here is this case was a challenge because these events happened 15, 20 years ago. And, memories fade. The defense, I think, did a good job at poking holes in some of the testimony because, there were dates that weren't accurate because you don't remember everything exactly the same way when it happened so long ago. So this will pose a challenge in any future prosecutions.
Julie K. Brown, thank you for being here and thank you for your reporting.